Now let's see this base addressing mode. It is also called as base register mode, or sometimes called as base offset register mode, or base offset mode. There are various names, but you will see the word base. So the main advantage of this one is, whenever you have this multi-programming environment, like we have seen in operating systems. What is multi-programming environment? We'll be running many processes at the same time, one after the other. Even one gets finished, before that we want to run some other. Then what happens is, sometimes we'll get out of the memory, we'll run out of the memory. Then we might have to move a process out of the memory and then get some other process into the memory. Also sometimes we'll move a process from one part of the memory to the other part of the memory, and when we are trying to move this, right, then what happens is, there will be some absolute addresses or direct addresses which will be present inside the memory. In that case, if you are using the direct addresses, it is going to lead to a lot of problem. So instead of using these direct addresses, we'll use a base addressing mode. So I'll just take an example and explain you what I exactly mean here. Let us assume that you have a program, and this program is loaded from address 200, right, and then there is an instruction here. Assume that we don't have relative addressing mode here. Assume that in branch statement, let us say this is branch, so we are having branch to location 250, and say here somewhere we have the address 250. So what does it mean? The next instruction to be executed should be picked up from the location 250. That is the meaning of this statement, right? And now let us say this program is moved from 200 to 300, which means this program is now moved, this entire program is now moved, instead of it is moved out and then moved in. When it is moved in, it is placed in the address 300. Then the same address, if it remains, let's say this is branch to 250, right, then what happens? Instead of going to somewhere here, this one will try to go out and point to some other process which is not a part of this process at all, which is illegal, right? Then in order to save this, we will not use the absolute mode here, right? We will not use the direct addressing or absolute addressing here. Then what we do is, we'll always try to save the starting of the program in a register called as base register. The name of the register given is base register. Almost all the computers are using it. So base register mode is present in almost all the computers, right from the basic microprocessors, right? So there is something called as base register. Inside the base register, we are always going to load the base address, means the starting of the process. In this case, the base is going to be 200. Got it? And then whenever we want to refer to something in the process, instead of giving the direct address, we give the offset, right? Then effective address is always computed as base address, which means 200 plus this offset, which is 50, which means 250 will be computed. It will not be stored in the instruction, right? The beauty of this method is, whenever you try to shift or move this into some other region, see, let us say this program is now moved to region 300, then 50 is still going to be here, right? So 50, it need not be changed at all. Then how does it know that now the next address is 350? Because we are going to change the base address from 200 to 300. Now when we change the base address from 200 to 300, then what happens is, 300 is going to be present in the base address. Then effective address is going to be 300 plus 50, which means 350. Therefore, without changing anything in the program, just by using the concept of base register, we can implement the program relocation. Therefore, what is the main advantage of using this base register? program relocation. What is relocation? We have seen this concept in operating systems. You please refer to the topic once. When I was discussing about multi-programming, I discussed about relocation, moving the process from one place to the other. Got it? So whenever you are talking about relocation, you might need to have this base register. In fact, page table is continuously a collection of all the bases, isn't it? There it gives the base of the page. Please refer to operating systems, you will understand better. Here simply put, base register is a register which will hold the beginning of a program, so that whenever you move the program around, you just change this register without changing the addresses inside the program. In case if you have absolute addresses here, all the time whenever you load it, you are supposed to change the addresses. In order to avoid that this overhead, we are going to use this. Now just understand this. We have seen indexed mode and we have seen this base mode, right? Both looks almost same. In fact, effective address is computed in the same way, right? But what is the main difference when you are talking about the index mode, right? The main difference is the instruction is going to contain the base of the array, and inside the register called the index register, we get the index, right? And now when we add these two, we are going to get the effective address. But in case of base address, so what we have is, inside the instruction we have the offset, kind of an index, you can think of it that way, right, roughly. And then inside the register called the base register, we have the base, right? So in index mode, base is present inside the instruction base address and index is present in the register, right? But in case of base mode, base is present inside the register but offset or index is present inside the instruction. But anyway, finally effective address in both the modes is going to be sum of what is given in the instruction and what is present in the register. What is given in the instruction plus what is given in the register. In both the modes, the final it is same. Got it? But what is different is just the way we use it. Here the instruction is containing something different and here the instruction is containing something different. But finally when we compute the effective address, both are same. So many people just get confused here. Why do you need to have these two modes when almost they are same? They might look same when you are computing the effective address, but the values that are stored in the register are actually different. Here index is saved, index or offset is saved, and here base is saved in the register, right? So appropriately the instruction is going to contain a different thing. Got it? So there are some questions asked in GATE on these instruction modes. Let's see those questions now.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkey's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkey, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkey is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkey. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days. and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.